This is Wayne. I'm going to be talking about taking responsibility for yourself. I know something about that. I spent a lifetime of irresponsibility till I found out the only one that's going to be responsible for the things that I am responsible for is me. Then I had to make a decision. And that decision wasn't easy. And to stick with the decision wasn't easy. It's a fight. Any good thing or any positive direction you seek to go in, or thought that you may investigate to work on, anything positive turns into a major fight. Because anything negative, all that you got to do is do nothing. And by doing nothing, you fulfill your nothing. But positive, being positive, that's a horse of a different color. You find yourself in positions of a lifestyle that you want to get out of. You start asking yourself, how do I get out of this lifestyle? You just do it. I can't draw you any blueprints that would fit your situation, but you just have to make up your mind. Now, I want to tell you, I talk about that a lot in my videos, because the hardest thing in the world to do when you've been doing something over and over and over and over again, the hardest thing in the world to do is to make up your mind. To make up your mind, and then make up your mind that you're going to change. Everything in you will scream, no, no, no. This won't work. Don't do it. You're getting us in trouble. You might even have some outside influences to say the same thing. No, no, no. You're going to get in trouble. But you have to take action. You can't just sit around and not take action. Take charge of your emotions and expect to win. Expect to come out on the top side, so to speak. Expect things to get better. Instead of wasting precious energy doing the same thing over and over and over again, wasting time feeling sorry for yourself and thinking about what I should have done, what I could have done, what I might have done, what I didn't do. Use that energy to help you get a hold of yourself, to help you accept the responsibility for change in your life. Because you're going to need change. There's no doubt about that. You're not going to get any further than you are or achieve any new goals without change. Some people are scared spitless of change. Change is just opening a new door for you. It's not the end of the world, and it's not going to kill you. You have to get your first step out of your comfort zone and find out there's ground outside that comfort zone that you can stand on. I heard someone say, well, I've heard several people use this saying, that if you want the same thing that you're getting every day just continues to do the same thing that you're doing every day. But if you don't want the things that you're getting every day, then you have to do something different every day to make things different. New avenues of achievement requires a renewed mind, a new way of thinking, a new way of looking at things. It requires moving from the negative to the positive. It requires, instead of seeing yourself as a failure, to see yourself as a winner. Instead of seeing yourself as the tail, you see yourself as the head. Instead of seeing yourself under, you see yourself over. And that takes a renewed mind. And it doesn't happen overnight, but you have to make a decision somewhere in your life. If you want to change, you're going to have to make that decision that you're going to change, and you're going to have to practice a renewed mind. When something negative pops up, you confront it with a positive. It'll work. It'll work. It takes work. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But everybody's not going to do it. There are a few. There are some that are watching this here video that are willing to say, hey, I'm not where I want to be. I'm not even headed where I want to be. I'm going to make a change. You may know not what to do, and it doesn't matter that you don't know what to do. Just do something. Change your daily agenda. Start eating an apple every day. Start drinking 2 glasses of water every day if you don't drink water. Do something different in your life. That may not seem like much, but it's doing something different. That's what matters. Taking responsibility. Do something different and be consistent in it. Anybody can do something once in a while. Anybody can do anything positive once in a while. But it takes a made-up mind and a renewed mind to go into the positive part of life and stay there. Because there are forces that will try to drag you out. And they'll call you crazy and everything else, but don't listen to them. Tell you about Fred Luster. Fred Luster was a steel worker until he was laid off. Now I'm going to tell you, that is such a good opportunity to move into the area that you're wanting to move into when you get laid off. A lot of times, I think the Lord will cause a person to get laid off to get them to working on that dream they have inside. Because He knows they're going to stay right there forever. Retire and die. But that's not His plan. That's not life's plan for you. Life's plan for you is success. He didn't waste time moaning and groaning and blaming and, you know, if the Republicans had do this, I wouldn't have been laid off. If the Democrats had done that, I wouldn't have been laid off. He didn't spend his time moaning and groaning and complaining. Now, he did know a little bit about cutting hair. So he started cutting hair to make ends meet. But then he discovered something. He discovered that he had more than a knack for just cutting hair. He had a knack for personal grooming, entering into the field of personal grooming. And I'm going to make a long story short here, though. Fred, whose education was forged in the steel mills rather than the university classes, built Luster Products, a multi-million-dollar corporation. If Fred Luster can reinvent himself, so can you. Now, go to Google and Google Fred Luster. Just follow the many clips about him. But he was one of those guys that refused to lay down. I've been laid off this job that I've had for years. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I would pull my hair, but I'm bald-headed. He didn't go into that. He went into it thinking, with a decision made, I will overcome. I will master this. And he got into something that he was vaguely familiar with, and it went from there. He built. And if you'll Google it, you'll find out about him. I have come to believe many people react to adversity because of labels that were given to them in their childhood. And you know, it breaks my heart when I hear of it. You know, my story, just a tad of my story. One day I will give my story. But my story, when I was growing up, my grandparents raised me ever since I was 9 days old. Now, they loved me. They loved me with a whole heart. Would die for me. Now, I was raised in a house with 9 others. But when my grandmother got mad at somebody, one of the children, you sorry, good for nothing, trifling thing, you ain't worth nothing and never will be worth nothing. And you telling a child that's stuck to him. Now I want to tell you, I tried to live it out. I tried to live it out. I've looked at a striped sunshine more than one time. Some of you will figure that out. And I'm going to tell you, if you are doing your child like that, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And if you were done like that, then get over it. Get over it. It may be hard, but there's some forgiveness got to go on. It doesn't matter whether they forgive you, you forgive them, and you go on with your life. You pick up. You're better than nobody. You are not, like they said, sorry and no count. Parents that do these things to children need to be whipped. Teachers calling children retarded, educable retarded. Somewhere along the line, they were told that they were not intelligent enough, athletic enough, attractive enough, or lovable enough to aspire to greater things, so they gave up. Well, I want to tell you, in the words of one of our greatest motivational speakers of our time, his name is Les Brown, Miss Mamie Brown's boy, someone's opinion does not have to become your reality. The decision is up to you. The decision is to drop all these labels that were given to you growing up. Make a decision that you're going to have your mind renewed to the fact that I can do it, not that I can't do it, but I can do it. You need to tell yourself when you look in the mirror, I'm a world overcomer. Hallelujah. You are somebody. You need to convince yourself that you're somebody, and then you need to look for that seed that God planted within you that says that you are somebody, and you need to discover that seed of greatness. It may be a doctor. It may be a pilot. It may be an astronaut. It may be a janitor. It doesn't matter. If it's the seed that God put in you, then you work on that seed and become the best you can be. And God, you build. Success never ends. Success builds on top of success. So when you're successful in one area, when you become successful as a janitor, you can fly your jet back and forth to work. Because you don't have to be poor. You don't have to be in poverty. All you've got to be is the best you can be. And when you're the best that you can be, and you know that you're the best that you can be, I'm telling you, the money will follow. The praise will follow. The honor will follow. But you got to see yourself more than you are now. You got to go for it. God has made you out to be somebody. And you can be somebody when you make up your mind to be somebody. And you can do it without stealing, without lying, without cheating. It takes hard work. It takes a vision. It takes decision after decisions. And when you fail, you use your failure as a stepping stone to move on to greatness. Because everybody fails. Everybody gets knocked flat of their back. But when you get knocked flat of your back, you land on your back so you can look up. Because if you can look up, you can get up. Go for what is in you. I love people. I am an exhorter. I love people. I go hold speaking engagements because I love people. And I want people to be the best that they can be. I care about you. I'm telling you, if your feet are dragging and you're in the mully grubs and you are complaining, nothing good is ever going to happen to you. It's only when you decide, I'm not going to be like this. The responsibility is yours. It's not mine. I am called to encourage you that you're better than what you think you are. You can do things that you've never dreamed of. But you can't do it sitting in a rut complaining. Now, like I said a while ago, if it's easy, everyone would do it. But everybody's not doing it. They're sitting back trying to get some food stamps from the government and complaining because they won't up the food stamps. They want to get welfare from the government. They want to get everything they can get from the government. That ain't God's way. And that's not the man that has integrity and self-esteem's way. Integrity says get up and do something. And I'm giving you an idea on how to do it. Excuse me. You make up your mind to make up your mind, and then make up your mind, I'm going to do something. What? I don't know, but I'm going to do something. Go do something. If you hadn't drank a glass of water in 3 days, drink a glass of water, and then drink a glass of water every day the rest of your life. That'll change something. It's that simple. You start moving on the little things that you can change in your life. And then you just progress. Don't ask how. Don't ask how. That's none of your business. Just go for it. People that ask how sit around and wait for answers. While you're sitting around waiting for answers, somebody else is getting way out there ahead of you. They didn't ask how, they just progressed. Now I'm going to tell you, you can do it. You can do it. There's somebody particular I'm talking to right now. You can do it. You're saying, well, he just don't know what kind of life I had. No, you don't know what kind of life I had. But I've lived the life I have lived qualified me to be able to tell you you can do it. Now this is Wayne. I pray that this does some of you some good. Hey, if your neighbors hadn't heard it, get your neighbors on it. See you next time.